had a special and storied relationship with East Asia since its founding in 1868. In 1872, this department was founded as the Department of Oriental Languages when Edward Tompkins presented the new university with its first endowed chair, the Agassiz Chair of Oriental Languages. It was no accident that a Department of Oriental Languages, the first of its kind in this country, was founded so soon after the founding of the university itself. In fact, we could go so far as to say that the very founding, citing, and the naming of this university, and from it the city that bears the same name, was all tied up in some way with the project of studying East Asia. Jake Dalton in Tibetan and Buddhist studies. Sujin Lee in Korean language. Daniel O'Neill in modern Japanese literature. Kevin Smith, modern Korean literature and media culture. Paul Levarsano, pre-modern Chinese literature. Sophie Volk, pre-modern Chinese literature. Now, this department may seem at first blush to be composed of faculty and students, but all of us, faculty and students alike, know very well that nothing...
Award winner is Sophia Naloy, and her essay is entitled Explorations of East Asian Science Fiction, Skewed Relationships in the Abyss. Sophia, would you like to come up and receive an award?
Female Voices in Poems on Objects, the adoption of the illusion Autumn Fan in Mingqing Women's Poems. It is my great honor to have been Suta's thesis advisor, and so I get to do the
For the conferral of the Bachelor of Arts degrees, I would like to invite my colleagues Sophie Volk and Jake Dalton to the podium to hand out the degrees, the scrolls, and the names.
We have 24 recipients of the Bachelor of Arts degree today, and 5 of them are present. So I will read your names one by one, and as I read your name, please come across the podium to shake Professor Dalton's hand. First is Dong Jingwei. Bachelor of Arts in East Asian Religion, Thought, and Culture. Next is Sumner Hill, Bachelor of Arts in Japanese. Next is Eli Nakagaki, Japanese and Applied Mathematics. Vincent, Japanese and Film and Media. And finally, Wangye, East Asian Religion, Thought, and Culture. Students, please stand for the conferral of degrees. By virtue of the authority of the Regents of the University of California, I award you the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Japanese Language, Chinese Language, or East Asian Religion, Thought, and Culture, and welcome you to the community of educated men and women. Students, please move your tassel from the right to the left.
Thank you, sir.
Spy, War, and the Abstract in Shushu's The Rustling Wind. As soon as I figure out where okay, let's see if I can do this a little bit.
Any of you who are not immediately drawn in by that topic, then I would point out that Mac's activity has always spanned a really astonishingly wide range of interest, including an ongoing, lasting, and very sophisticated engagement with architecture and with Japanese architecture. And that his translated works include not simply translations of monographs and freestanding works, but also a lot of translations of reference texts for in topics such as Japanese architecture, Japanese culture more generally. So he's really been not just a pioneering scholar, one of the most respected scholars in the primary sources of medieval Japanese culture globally, but has also really been doing stalwart work in terms of making the areas of Japanese culture and tradition that he finds interesting accessible to really wide and diverse audiences across the globe. Among his myriad accomplishments across his career, I have a suspicion that there's one thing in particular that Mac perhaps cherishes the most, and I'm going to go out on a limb here. I didn't ask him ahead of time. But Mac, in 2003, I believe it was, to deliver this year's commencement address. So please join me in welcoming Professor Hartman to the podium.
There's a bee behind the mask. This is working, you can hear, for better or for worse. Thank you very much, Professor Ashmore. I was very honored and moved. Appreciate it. And I'm also honored to have the opportunity to very briefly address you, particularly the graduating class of 2023, and family and friends. This is a great occasion, as Professor Ashmore mentioned. It's my favorite ritual of the academic year, not only because I get to wear these nifty robes. My sincere and warm congratulations on your hard-won accomplishment. I'm going to be mostly addressing you, so I'll try to move over this way. You've achieved it with your native intelligence, coupled with your steady focus on your short and long-term goals, with your hard work, your self-discipline, your self-denial, and perhaps even with temporary setbacks that renewed your commitment to the task at hand. In a word, your guts. Courage is knowing how tough the task is, but addressing it and overcoming it anyway, and you've done that. It may be difficult to imagine, but those of us on this side of the podium also experienced what you've just experienced, and we know how hard your path has been, and as Professor Ashmore mentioned, we salute you. You'll remember this day for the rest of your lives. Research, the view that STEM majors are more likely to end up with high-paying, dependable jobs is false. STEM majors do have a smoother transition from college to career, and they do earn more than humanities majors at the start. but these advantages even out as the years go on. In Great Britain, a report by the British Academy published this year shows that students there taking degrees in the humanities found jobs in 8 of the 10 fastest growing sections of the economy more often than their STEM graduate counterparts. And how much stronger is your humanities background since you've acquired it in the realm of East Asian languages, all of them examples of the hardest languages in the world among those rated by the U.S. Department of State? Part of the solution, alas, is higher funding. Another part of our current crisis is diminishing resources, or perhaps better said, the gathering of more and more resources in the hands of fewer and fewer people. I find it unconscionable to think that the entire annual budget of the National Endowment for the Humanities, which helped fund 3 of my own books, is $148 million, whereas the annual operating budget for the Vienna State Opera alone is more than 100 million euros. At the same time, I'm very happy for the Vienna State Opera. James Shapiro, a professor of English at Columbia, compiled a chart of the loss of funding for the humanities since just before the start of our economic crisis. Then he added ominously, quote, "This is also the decline of democracy chart. You can overlay it on the money chart like a kind of palimpsest. It is the same." End quote. In short,